Hi everyone. I've had a few requests to show you how I use tracing paper in my Bible, and then I use Prismacolors to kind of go over and just enhance that colour. So I've got an image here. I've already printed this onto tracing paper, so you can see that it is a lion. I tried to keep the colour to a bare minimum here, just to kind of give you kind of opportunity to really bring the crayons out. So I do kind of go through a bit of an editing process, just to bring that colour down. So I've got a lion, and I'm going to be using Psalm 91, where it talks about you will tread on the lion and the adder, and the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. So I've already highlighted that. I'm not sure whether any of you use these friction highlighters, but they're really good to highlight in the Bible. You can remove it by a bit of friction, so you can add some heat and it will disappear. But as you can see here, there's literally no shadow and no bleed through, so they are really good in your Bible for those who are looking for some good highlighters. So to start with the image, what I do is I make sure that I size the image to start off with, so that image should nicely, I know it's a little bit short there, but that's okay. Probably didn't size that up too well, but I can sort that out up there, it's not a problem. But yeah, just kind of normally resize that image to fit the Bible. So I just start with just a bit of a sheet to protect the next page, because I am going to be using glue for this. So I just use a basic Pritt stick. This is fairly standard glue. It dries fairly quickly, and all I literally do is just literally kind of just put one layer around the outside edge. So not too much glue, not enough to kind of wet the page or do anything like that, but that's literally it. Just make sure that you cover the corners, and that's literally it. So it just keeps it really simple. Actually, I should have just cut the edge of this image off again, so I've got a relatively straight edge there where that's gonna go. Okay, so just gonna put this in. You just literally try and get it into the crease as much as I can, and then just literally smooth it flat. Smooth that edge down, and that will kind of go. There's a few little markings there, but they'll just dry out, especially as you're kind of covering that with pencils anyway. And there you go, that image is in your Bible. If you wanted to leave it like that, I guess you could. What I am gonna do is just find my cutting board. I'm just literally going to cut this tracing paper around the edge and just trim it, literally trim it off. So yeah, that just literally take that off. It's hard to get the cutting board in this side, so I'm just going to send it that way a minute, just to kind of make sure I can get as close as I can to this edge. There you go, I'm just going to cut that, and then I literally just rip it there. That kind of just will sort that edge out, and then the same this end. So again, as far as you can get the board in, put your ruler down and just literally go straight across. You can use scissors, you don't have to use a rotary cutter like that, but that will that just keeps it in one place. I've got rid of the glue, I'm not using glue no more, so I don't have to have this there to protect the page, but I will be doing a bit of over the edge colouring, I think, especially at the top there. So I normally just keep it in, just so I've got something there to protect that page as it goes over. And that's it. So that is now in your Bible. We have got just a couple of little corners on this one that we can just cut off. I'm going to remove that for a little bit, and then remove that bit. Okay, so yeah, that's just making sure that's kind of nice and smooth. So there you go, you've got the start of an image there. So this works really well for those of you like me that can't draw. I would love to be able to draw this kind of picture, but I can't even draw a stick man. So this works really, really well. It's a way that I can still be creative without really kind of making it stick figure like. So I've got that image there, and then I use Prismacolor. So I've got a range of different Prismacolors. They're all set out in different colors. They're all nice and sharp, and I'm ready to go. What I have got is a few kind of outline colors on here. Actually, this is not going to be a quick process to color this, so what I might just do is just speed this video up a little bit. But at least if I kind of show you in a few different stages of where we're going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a colour that's already there, just so you can see the process. So this is already kind of red to pinks. So what I would do is that I would just pick three different shades of red to pink. Which one's that? That's quite ready. Somebody kind of who is an artist is probably going to go through a bit of a simpler process here than what I'm going through. But I've got kind of just three colours there. I'd normally kind of go for a darker colour, a lighter colour, and a medium colour. So I've got here Scarlet Lake, Permanent Red, and then a blush pink that just kind of brings that down a little bit. What I'd normally do is start with the dark colours, and then just kind of go over and just kind of start to add a little bit of that layer. So you can already kind of start to see where that's kind of coming out. I just literally kind of go around some of the edges here, pick out on some of those dark bits, and around here. There's a little bit there that's red, a little bit here. So I'm just literally kind of going and starting to pick out those red bits. We're going into a bit more purpley here, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of just keep with that kind of red theme. So yeah, that will kind of just bring out that the start of that redness. What I do then is I take the next colour, so we're going for a Permanent Red here, and then I'd literally start to just kind of layer that colour, and I'll just go a little bit kind of extended around what I've just done. So just starting to kind of do this. People do this differently. Some people start from light and go to dark. I definitely like to start with the darker colours first, and then build up into the light, and then I can go over if need be. So yeah, you can already see how that's kind of coming together. I'm going to put a bit of this colour up here as well, and just kind of carry that round. A little bit up here, a little bit down here, and then I'm literally going to take that pink and then just kind of just start to blend it together. So kind of going back over the red and just going round and blending some of that together. I've probably got loads of artists who are looking at me saying, "What are you doing?" Okay, so that's the start of those colours. What I definitely want to do is bring in a little bit more kind of pinky into this. So again, I'm just going to take a couple of deeper pinks. Yeah, so I've got a magenta here, a pomegranate, and yeah, and I'm then just going to use that rouge. So just to start to build them together a little bit, and then I'll stick with that pink, and I'm going to bring another lighter pink into this, just to start bringing these together. Okay, so I'm just going to go over with a magenta here just to start bringing some of these colours together. It's one of the darker colours. So again, just starting to go over and layer it up slightly. Yeah, Prismacolors work really well when you work in light layers. Bring that out there. So I'm just literally picking out some of the colour that I want there in that reddy colour. Okay, I'm going to come into the ear section here and just pick out some of this. Some of it's easy for you to do a bit more kind of block colour, and you know, I can press down a little bit further and harder in some of those harder areas. And then kind of you can see around here there's just some of kind of his fur that's in that colour. Okay, I'll take my next colour. So I do have a pomegranate here, just to start to kind of layer these up. I think with fur as well, I tend to kind of go in the direction that fur is going in. And I'm just literally doing quite light strokes. So yeah, I just literally kind of go over the colours and then just build up to where I'm going to go. Okay, and then I have this kind of more pinky kind of a rouge. I'm not even going to quadrich chrome, I can't even pronounce that, but I'm just going to kind of just extend these colours each time. Just kind of make sure that we're blending them all together then. Sometimes it's easy to kind of turn it as well, and kind of just so you're going in that direction that it's going in. Okay, and then I'm just literally going to start again with those kind of first colours that I use, and just kind of use those to build in and just start to layer kind of that colour. And then I will just literally do that a few times until it's where I want it to be. And then that way you're starting to kind of really build that colour up. And that's pretty much kind of just all I would continue to do. just keep layering that up until it becomes kind of what you want it to be. I am going to do it in different shades, so I don't want to do it all in this colour. So I'm just going to kind of stick with the hair in that colour. But now I need to kind of start getting this to a lighter finish. That is a bit darker there. Yeah, I know that pink then should be able to go over some of these areas. Yeah, it's going to kind of start coming in the opposite direction then, and kind of just making sure that I'm building that in. Okay, and I'm kind of not afraid to leave too much white there as well. What I'm kind of no good at is knowing where your light comes from and where your light doesn't. It's not too bad when you use a picture like this because you can already see a few of the shadows. So I can see the darks here, and it's lighter at the top there. So that's why I like to work with just those black and white images, because you can already see those shades and where everything is. Okay, I'm just going to use that second lighter pink just to kind of bring a few more strokes into some of these areas. Okay, so yeah, that layers up quite nicely actually. So I'm just literally kind of following the direction of the fur.